Hello, it's Jane, and welcome to a replay cast of a KV-4 game I had on Malinovka. So, when you spawn on Malinovka, when you have such a great spawn as I do, you can go this flank and stop all the little shits trying to scout out your base, and go and scout their base with a KV-4, because why not? Because driving to the hill would take you 3 days, and it's mostly a waste of time as well. This T21 is really great with driving. His maneuver made all the sense there. It was my fault, obviously. So I've done a review on this tank already. My assessment was that it's good at it's reasonably good at tier 8. It suffers quite a lot from bad matchmaking and some bad maps. Like I mentioned, this map being one of the worst maps for the KV-4, you can kind of see why. You can't spot shit and you're being shot at. That's Kampinovka in a nutshell for a KV-4. The thing here is that I'm just trying to counter their scouts, but since I didn't have any, I'll have to make up my mind what I want to do in this game. First, let's snipe the super pushing because Russia. But since I don't really have anybody pushing this way, and Artie's in my ass, I don't think I'll hang around here for a while, for a long time, and I'm just gonna cross the fucking field because KV-4, OP tactics, no problem. For those of you who haven't seen the review, the gun on the KV-1S is a 107mm 320 alpha, 230 penetration, which is pretty good. The rate of fire is slightly, well, it's below average, I guess, for a tier 8 heavy. It's 8.9 or 9 point something second reload, so the DPM on this tank is not extremely high, but it's not like horrible either. And now KV-4 is too strong to sit and camp, so cross the field, angle the turret for the people who might be shooting me in the front, get a bounce and drop in the hole. Great success. And this really highlights a valid tactic on this map. Most of the time though, you will encounter people, especially in higher tier games, you'll encounter people trying to rush that flank. If you do, they are going to spot you probably before you can get down there, so you might be risking to lose some health. But the plus side there is that you're gonna block them from spotting your base and the retards sitting in base. It's always better to go this flank than to sit in base and camp. Probably apart from one tank, which is T95, which just can't do shit like that. But other than that, I would highly recommend not to sit in base on this map and just push here or push on the other side. Just don't sit in the base because you're just gonna be prey for the scouts, like the KV-4, to just spot you and kill you. If there wasn't a scumbag in this game, I would be in the KV-4 paradise now. This is just perfect for me. Shooting super pushings and tier 7s with a KV-4 is really what you want to do in it. And they can't fall back. They will get shot in the face by all my teammates, so I'm in perfect position that the AMX is going to die sooner or later by me or by somebody else. It doesn't really matter, and here we go, he dies. Now 5120 is on my list of things to kill. Now I have enough gun depression to shoot the Tiger 2. Now I get enough gun depression, but I get shot in the face by a stock Eastern E5 as well, which is a reasonable trade, I guess. It would have been a bit better not to trade there though. Why this tactic is so effective? Well, because you get a lot of spotting damage. This spot is famous for you can just go all down, you can spot everybody in your base or the other flank, especially when they're pushed like they have already. They'll just tear people apart. The 5120 actually looks like he's interested in pushing me, and he actually is. Well, that's great for me, giving me some more of that health. And he dies as well. Now the E75 is on my list of people to kill and spot, so let's go. Yeah, the stock turret as well as the stock gun, so his gun is more or less as effective in doing damage as mine. His reload is probably like 3 seconds shorter. Or maybe 2, I don't really remember what was the reload on the stock E75. I know it's much better than mine though, so I have to be rather cautious here, not to get shot in the face too much. E75 is aiming the other way, so that's really good for me. Plant one into the back of his turret, and now we can start the duel. So, a stock E75 turret is basically a Tiger 2 turret, so I need to aim on the flat surface at the front of the turret. This one didn't hit it, so I didn't pen, he missed completely. now I'm just trying to push on to maybe get some better shots, because I'm not really like super interested to shoot the Eastern E5 frontally. I'd rather shoot this guy in the back, even if it means that I'm gonna take a shot from the Eastern E5, and it doesn't pen as well, so no big deal. Now I'm sure I reload faster than he will. Aim at the flat surface, and the shot lands right where I aimed, and he bounces once more. Go for the next round. I really need to hit those flat surfaces though, and this one didn't hit. This one hit the roof, so he pens me. I'm getting spotting on the Tiger 1, on the Eastern E5, on the prototype. This is all my spotting, so KV-4 best scout. Plant one into the side of his turret, and now just trying to look up. Putting your gun in the middle of your weak spot is also a reasonably good play. And just trying forwards and backwards always works as well. Aiming again, as you can see. Playing the stock Eastern E5 is no problem, even for KV-4 with AP rounds. And this game is more or less over, and I can say that I cleared out this flank with a fucking KV-4 in a tier 9 game. They had a pretty bad team. That's another reason why you shouldn't stay in base. It's just never works. Apart from if you're really fucking slow TD like a T95, then you can't really escape probably in time. Or if you're something really big that spawned really badly, you probably are better off to hug those houses than to try to run away, because if you get spotted, you most of the time you just die. So that's something to think about as well. But yeah, this game is over. Why is it on my channel? Well, because I got 5k spotting damage. Steel ball, ace tanker, duh. 4,662 experience, doubled. So 2.3k round with without the premium, without the double. But yeah, KV-4 best scout tank. That is just an input on tactic you can use on Malanovka when you're spawned in the heavy tank. It works mostly only from that side, because the other side is usually the side that rushes, and you can counter that with this play quite easily. It requires quite a good spawn if you're in a slow tank like this, but if you're in a medium tank, you can go there almost no matter wherever you spawn. Just know that in higher tier games, quite a lot of tier 10 mediums tend to play there, so that can be quite tricky to deal with if you're there alone. But it's still much better to camp in the base. So if you have a really bad spawn, if you spawn to the left with a slow and big heavy tank, going down in that ditch can be really effective. Arty could fuck you up as well, but look at that fucking profit. 73k? OP as fuck. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on how to play the KV-4 on Kampinovka. However, you might have noticed that I was using the premium consumable. I do not recommend you to do that, because the fuel tanks of the KV-4 are in the front, and they can catch on fire. The tank can catch on fire frontally, so fire extinguisher is a must. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.